A greeting from Jude, a servant of Jesus Christ and a brother of James, to those who are called, loved by God the Father, and kept in Jesus Christ. Mercy, peace, and love be multiplied to you. God's judgment on the ungodly, beloved. Although I made every effort to write to you about the salvation we share, I felt it necessary to write and urge you to contend earnestly for the faith entrusted once for all to the saints. For certain men have crept in among you unnoticed, ungodly ones who were designated long ago for condemnation. They turn the grace of our God into a license for immorality, and they deny our only Master and Lord Jesus Christ. Although you are fully aware of this, I want to remind you that after Jesus had delivered his people out of the land of Egypt, he destroyed those who did not believe, and the angels who did not stay within their own domain but abandoned their proper dwelling. These he has kept in eternal chains under darkness, bound for judgment on that great day. And like manner Sodom and Gomorrah and the cities around them, who indulged in sexual immorality and pursued strange flesh, are on display as an example of those who sustain the punishment of eternal fire. Yet in the same way these dreamers defile their bodies, reject authority, and slander glorious beings. But even the archangel Michael, when he disputed with the devil over the body of Moses, did not presume to bring a slanderous charge against him, but said, "The Lord rebuke you." These men, however, slander what they do not understand, and like irrational animals they will be destroyed by the things they do instinctively. Woe to them! They have traveled the path of Cain, they have rushed for profit into the air of Balaam, they have perished in Korah's rebellion. These men are hidden reefs in your love feast, shamelessly feasting with you but shepherding only themselves. They are clouds without water, carried along by the wind, fruitless trees in autumn, twice dead after being uprooted. They are wild waves of the sea, foaming up their own shame, wandering stars for whom blackest darkness has been reserved forever. Enoch, the seventh from Adam, also prophesied about them. Behold, the Lord is coming with myriads of his holy ones, to execute judgment on everyone, and to convict all the ungodly of every ungodly act of wickedness, and every harsh word spoken against him by ungodly sinners. These men are discontented grumblers, following after their own lusts. Their mouths spew arrogance, they flatter others for their own advantage. I call to persevere, but you, beloved, remember what was foretold by the apostles of our Lord Jesus Christ, when they said to you, "In the last times there will be scoffers who will follow after their own ungodly desires. These are the ones who cause divisions, who are worldly and devoid of the Spirit. But you, beloved, by building yourselves up in your most holy faith and praying in the Holy Spirit, keep yourselves in the love of God as you await the mercy of our Lord Jesus Christ to bring you eternal life. And indeed have mercy on those who doubt, save others by snatching them from the fire, and to still others show mercy tempered with fear, hating even the clothing stained by the flesh. Doxology. Now to him who is able to keep you from stumbling, and to present you unblemished in his glorious presence with great joy, to the only God our Savior be glory, majesty, dominion, and authority through Jesus Christ our Lord, before all time and now and for all eternity. Amen. Amen. Amen.
Grace and peace, everybody. We're back. You saw the thumbnail. You saw the lights. You know what it is. It's Friday Night Lights. Now, I had a possible person who wanted to come on and watch a video explaining to me that Andrew Wilson is a terrible, bad, low down, good for nothing, rotten person. Now, the person, all day long, they were going to come on at 9 o'clock, hence why Friday Night Lights is so late. They have not materialized they have not materialized. They told me give them 15 minutes. They still have not materialized. I'm going to go with materialized rhymes with lies. And I guess they lied to me. So it is what it is. I did not want to watch this video without the person because I wanted them to tell me what I was supposed to see in the video about how terrible, rotten, good for nothing, low down Andrew Wilson is, allegedly. And they have not deemed themselves worthy, I guess, to do that. So the video is not super long, so I think I'm going to go ahead and tackle it, and we'll just have some fun tonight. So thank y'all so much, everybody who tapped in. I know it's late. It's late for your boy. It's late out here. It's past my bedtime. So we are not going to be super long, but I do want to say thank y'all to everybody who jumped in. Thank you so much. I know it's been a busy week. Thank you so much for hopping in. I appreciate y'all. Thank you so much. All of you, good to see all of y'all popping in, saying what's up to your people, all that kind of good jazz. So let's get at it. Now, y'all know I kind of like Andrew Wilson. I think Andrew Wilson is a funny guy. I think he's a solid character. That being said, he has been giving Candace Owens fits and all of Cantifa. Let's just tell the truth. He's been giving Cantifa fits all week, and really since last week with the whole trolling, saying he was putting out a tweet that he was a surgeon. Ever since then, he's been on Candace's bumper. So you all have heard the whole shebang about he wants to debate her, the 300,000, the 500,000, the quadrillion, zillion dollar debate. And of course, Candace with all these new stipulations and such like that. Because let's just tell the truth. She doesn't want to debate because she would have debated. If she believed that her point and her angle was solid, she would have already been out there in these streets making that point in the highways and byways. She wouldn't have needed anybody to cajole her, anybody to tell her, let's get out here and debate. I'll give you $500,000. None of that stuff would happen. None of that would happen. She would have easily jumped out there and gave her point, gave her position, and she would have been clear about it. And the reason she's not is, let's tell the truth. She doesn't have a point. She doesn't have a claim. She doesn't have a truth claim that she can point to and defend and stand on. She just doesn't. She can say whatever she wants to, speculation, accusations, and such like that, but she doesn't have a claim. And therein is the problem. And I think we all know that. So let's just tell the truth. We knew that. I think and matter of fact, Andrew Wilson actually replied to Candace and did an hour-long show replying to her. I might do that one tomorrow, but I have to go to an awards dinner tomorrow. So we'll see what my time is like. Or maybe we'll do a Sunday. Who knows? Maybe we'll do it then. We'll figure it out. Anyway, let me bring this in. I forgot the name of this podcast.
Candace Owens finally.
The Daily Frito. I don't know what that is. So anyway, the person that was in my comments was telling me that I needed to watch this video because this person, let me pull it in. Let me get the comment itself, because this person was just dragging Andrew, and Andrew's a terrible person. And there's clips of him saying bad things about Erica and blah, blah, blah. I was okay. Well, let's do this. You come on the show today and we'll watch it together. I told her, I said, we'll watch it together. Then that way I can see what you're seeing. Hence why I always ask people, like, email me, email management. Because I don't want to sit there and say, I might watch something and I still don't get what you're saying. You might see, remember the blue dress, green dress debacle? You might see a green dress. I might see a purple dress. I don't know. So I don't see the comment. It's got to be in here. Just here it is right here. Nope, that's not it. Lord have mercy. I found it. Okay, here, just real quick. I'm gonna just read through this very quickly, and then we're gonna tackle this. We're gonna tackle this video because it's not long. It's only 15 minutes long. So, shout out to everybody who's jumped into the best live chat on the internet. Let's go. Real quick. So the person said this. Hey, move that one out of the way, Jason. Do that. There we go. Person. So somebody was commenting that Candace put in the part about TPUSA claiming Andrew was as a way for her to get out of it. He can't claim that because it's not true. So Candace will say, see, he won't debate me. And I said, you're right. So here's this person right here. Jay Witt. I've seen recent tweets from Andrew calling Erica stupid. So I don't think he's the one who should be talking right now. Okay. So there we go. Keep going. Move that out the way for you. I said, that would be pretty bad. Can you please screenshot the tweet of Andrew Wilson calling Erica Kurt stupid? I'd like to see them myself. And she said, okay. And Andrew actually called her a moron, not stupid. So I wanted to quote him correctly. I said, just send me the clips or screenshots, fam. And she said, okay, give me a few minutes and I'll send it over to you. I said, jwitt@jwitt.com. I don't know how to clip abortion. So I'm just I think she meant sending the entire video. I just sent it the link. I said, what's the timestamp? That works too. And then it says, I would suggest that you watch the entire video. Or she said this, I suggest you watch the entire video. I just did. And he talked more disrespectful about Erica than I thought. He actually said that she was a terrible leader too. All right. And then that was the end. Well, actually, that was the end of what it said to me until she got here. Said, I'm sorry, I sent you the link in the thread. I thought you received it. And I just emailed it to you. All right. So that is the video that we are talking about. I don't know where this person is. Protector of life. That's not protector of life, by the way. It's protector life endum. Okay. All right. I don't know where this person is. They said they were going to come on and,
Clapped back at Andrew Wilson.
Errors in my ways and how terrible Andrew is. Well, she didn't show up. I don't know what happened. So I'm going to just check my email very quickly, real quick. And make sure that they didn't. I sent them the link. And I would love for her to tell me, okay, nope. All right. Here we go. Let's go find out what this young lady's going to say. This is welcoming Frito. I don't know. What is a Frito? Like Frito-Lays? What is that? What's going on, Realtor? How are you? Grace and peace to you. We'll do a little bit of, there'll be a little bit of talking about the, she who is Cantifa. But let's tackle this story. Let's tackle this. Let's go. Green hearts in the chat when you can hear.
Who's been trying to score a debate with her ever since he was hired by TPUSA to coach their people on how to debate. I know, what an amazing choice of a person for a coach. Master debater, an expert, a person that you just can't defeat. I thought I wanted Candace to stay above it. I thought I wanted her to keep ignoring his pathetic attempts to rage bait her. But now that she did respond, I'm glad. Because she said what we all were thinking. Little bit of a backstory so you can all truly appreciate Candace's response. So again, Andrew Wilson is a self-proclaimed prominent conservative Christian debater, commentator.
Okay. I have my issues with Andrew Wilson and his proclamation of his faith. I've said that before. I don't get lost in the haze at all. I don't think Candace is a Christian. I feel very comfortable in making that statement. So if we're going to argue and say that Andrew is not a Christian, then guess what? Don't worry about it because neither is Candace. So we're just watching two secular carnal people argue. There we go. Problem solved. Let's go.
And content creator known for his sharp, confrontational style in online debates. He went viral for all the wrong reasons. Here is a famous moment when he tried to argue that women need men to open a jar of pickles. Okay, men are stronger. So the feminist sitting in front of him challenged him to open a jar of pickles. It went great. It's a great clip.
I'm supposed to open the pickle jar? I gotta grip it.
Uh-oh, Andrew. If you can't open it either.
Your hand greased the whole top of it. Literally
I heard
slippery.
about this.
Sorry, have you seen
I'm
it?
supposed
Apparently
to
he
open the
didn't.
pickle jar? Grab me a paper towel so I can dry the top of it off.
You're the big, strong man. There you go. Come on.
I can't grip the fucker. Like, I gotta have a way to grip it. I gotta grip it. Try it. You fucker. That was bullshit. I'm supposed to open the pickle jar?
Okay.
Another
So, all right. So let me make sure I got it right. Andrew Wilson is a physical hypocrite. He doesn't have grip strength. He doesn't lift, bro. What does that have to do with anything what we're talking about right now? Again, like, okay, fine. I agree that was a bad look. I've taught my daughters ways to make sure that they can open up a pickle jar in that event, even if the lid is slippery. So, okay, fine. Let's keep a scorecard here. If somebody will keep a score at the current moment, we know that, Andrew Wilson is a physical hypocrite. He don't lift. He don't curl. He don't got the curls for the girls, right? Okay. So I guess that's a terrible thing. Put that down. Wait here. No, more like his attitude. Let me see what you say here. More like his attitude. I've seen some of his comments on X with those he disagrees with, not to mention bashing Protestants. Oh, I told you already. I disagree with his theology for days, but I want to try to be fair. So this young lady wanted me to watch this video, so let's watch it. Let's go.
viral moment that I think I already showed you a while ago, but we can't move on without watching it again, is Andrew reacting to an OF model challenging the fact that he doesn't live by the rules he preaches. His reaction? Mighty Christian.
Your wife has 3 baby daddies and has been married twice before.
And you
You lick
sniz.
Under your religion.
You lick sniz.
What does that
You're a
mean?
fucking dyke. Don't talk shit about my wife, you stupid bitch. Shut your fucking mouth. Shut your stupid bitch mouth.
Okay, I didn't realize that there was so much profanity in here. I didn't realize that. Okay. Okay, yeah, Andrew. I mean, I'll take that. You can put it on here. Yep.
Your wife with the 3 baby
What did I
daddies?
just say? Dyke?
Your wife with the 3
Sorry,
baby
I'm sorry,
daddies?
Dyke. Is she morally inconsequential in comparison to your ditch licking?
Do the men that you try to
Do the women that you try
show
to
your hatred against?
Do you the
they,
women that you try
convince them
to
that they shouldn't?
You know,
like,
Charlie, did I
pursue
bring
women? Do they know
Charlie,
that
did
your
I bring
wife
your
is 5
family?
years older?
Did I bring any of your
You
family
called me
into
fucking
anything?
stupid.
Did I
You
say
called
anything
me
about
I don't see any value in this. So, yeah, but I've mentioned this before that Andrew's language definitely is not sanctified. And I don't understand I don't know.
Supreme values of TPUSA, right? Erica met
What's she trying to do
with
for
him.
us?
They hugged. He even said she needed an old man hug. I'll link the previous episode about it in the description so you can get the full context. But generally, Andrew claimed he went to coach people at TPUSA and he was here to defend the widow. That's after he claimed Erica was a moron. So example of
Okay. So here's where I want to go. So apparently, Andrew said that Erica was a moron. She was a terrible leader. Okay. So let's have at it. Let's go. Let's hear how terrible a person she was.
how he spoke about Erica, okay? Here's his tweet.
Oh, here.
Feminists always claim misogyny doesn't protect women, but here I am claiming Erica Kirk is too retarded to have participated in Charlie's proving the claim wrong entirely. Yes, this is my real position backed with facts and I will devastate Candice with them. But hey, his intentions must be super pure, right? Nothing to do with the fact that he is a vile person and he would be working that new strategy for Erica where he would try to get a gotcha moment from the biggest podcasters covering Charlie Kirk's story, right? No, not at all.
Okay. So it's not that so Andrew will be seeking to get a gotcha moment against Candace Owens. And I don't think she's the biggest podcaster in the world, but that's neither here nor there. But so Andrew will be seeking to get a gotcha moment. So she knows that, and she knows that that's his motivation for working with TPUSA and asking Candace for a debate on her position in Charlie Kirk's assassination. Okay. Makes perfect sense.
I recently did an episode asking if Erica would sue Candace Owens, and I think she might. I also think people like Andrew Wilson are currently working overtime to get a debate with Candace or Barron to try to get some defamatory statements out of them.
We don't need to. There's enough already out there. That's a red herring. Candace's body of work is enough in defamatory information. There's nothing else needs to be said. If she literally super glued her mouth shut, she would still be sued tomorrow. That doesn't matter. Same thing with Barron. There's enough foolishness out there. We don't need to get you to say anything defamatory. You've already said enough. There's more than enough out there. I mean, for the last year, for crying out loud. Definitely since January. She's been on a tear. So yes, she doesn't need anything else.
Andrew said on X, "If I made claims every single day about a single topic and was offered hundreds of thousands of dollars plus a guarantee of bringing even more attention to by debating it, I would do the debate in a heartbeat. Nobody can explain to me why they wouldn't do this. It's fear."
That's a valid question, though. That's a valid question. I have no issue with debating anyone from old to young, skinny or fat, about the fact that Adidas are the best shoes on the planet. I got no problem doing that. None whatsoever. But where do you want to debate? I'll go to Beaverton. We can debate at Nike headquarters. I don't care. We can go out east to Reebok headquarters. I don't care. We'll go to Adidas headquarters, which is still in Beaverton. I don't care. I'll debate it. Why don't her people want to debate their stance? Why do they not want to do that? There's a reason why.
Yeah, everyone fears Andrew. This tweet, I believe, is about Candace. He really, really, really wants to debate her, to the point he is offering an insane amount of money to do so. And by insane amount of money, I mean something like $100,000. Why? How much is he getting paid by TPUSA to rage bait the creators online? Allegedly. To trick them into debating him and saying something they shouldn't. Allegedly. All allegedly, of course. And this has become Andrew's whole personality, going after Candace or anyone with a large platform that questions the official narrative.
Isn't that interesting? Because Andrew has a pretty stout platform himself. He's not somebody like me with 74,000 subscribers. Make sure you subscribe. No, Andrew has a pretty stout platform. I don't think people just think Andrew just fell out of the coconut tree last Tuesday. Andrew's been around for a minute and he's very prolific. He is not new to this. He is true to this. And I'm pretty sure this young lady has done very little research on Andrew in that regard, at least. Because Andrew is very solid. I don't know where you're getting this from. Right. Andrew's been in this game for at least 6 years. And he's not a chump in that regard. Whether or not you like him or not, whether or not he rage baits or not, whether or not those are all discussions we can have for 2 days straight. However, this point that she's making is not a good point.
This is Candace's hilarious response.
Seven Sheets writes, I am amazed and amused by the oh-so-prolific naysayers to you online with maybe one of your reach and believers. They're crazy, but they seem so tough enough to open a jar of pickles, if you know what I mean. I'm here with you, and God bless. Yeah, they're just insane. And there's something also just extraordinarily, like, gay, like 90s gay about, like, men that do that full-time online. It's just like, I'm like, stop. Like, stop being a woman. Like, let us do that. You see these guys like, Candace said this. Candace. Debate me, Candace. Candace, look at me, Candace. I'm like, ew. Like the sissy culture of men online.
The fact that she says that and her husband allegedly is a gay man is crazy work. It's diabolical, crazy work. I'm sorry. You're going to have to, Candace, you're going to have to come up here to front of the church and explain to us how George is not being described in your little, what you're saying right there. I'm sorry, because that's George.
When men podcast, they can't podcast like women. Do you get what I mean? if you're gonna be a man and you're gonna podcast, like, and they kind of carved out the podcast space, but who was it? It was the military bros. It was like Joe Rogan having on like UFC fighters. They were talking about their diet and their exercise, and you're like, oh, that's a man podcast. Now we have these like sissies who are like, did you hear what Candace said yesterday? Oh, did you hear what Candace? And please don't do that. It's so gross. It's so gross.
What is she trying to do there? Am I to believe that Candace's ick, ooh, that's so gross, is supposed to be something that men are like, shun and like, oh, I got to change my ways? Is that what I'm supposed to believe? Because Candace don't nobody care like that. What you believe? They really don't. They really, truly don't. What are you talking about? You know what? Get done with this, Jason, and we'll watch Andrew Wilson.
I hate looking at these men. It bothers me deeply. They're all Emmanuel Macron. Don't act like Emmanuel Macron. Act like Brigitte. Be a man.
Wow.
Someone on X stated that Andrew Wilson was working for TPUSA. Andrew Colvett answered, nope, he was paid for 1 day of debate training for our students and campus debate team. He's not being paid. But seeing how much they seem to hate that idea, maybe we should see if we can work something out, LOL. That doesn't sound real. Sounds like the deal was already made and Wilson is fulfilling his end of it. Here are some examples of his tweets begging for debates. Let's just assume for a second the Jaws gave me the money to offer up to Candace. In her shoes, I would take the money and destroy the opposition in a debate, then laugh all the way to the bank. Well, you see, that's the difference between Candace and anybody else. She doesn't give a damn about the money. Okay.
Wait, what?
Another tweet. Tell you what, Ian
Wait,
Carroll,
hold on.
how about we don't even debate? We just talk. No debate.
Wait, so Candace doesn't care about money? Okay. Yeah, I think this young lady is just literally just saying words. I think she's just trying to find words and just, okay, let me string this together and I'm just going to make this a sentence. This is ridiculous.
Debating at all, just us talking about this stuff and
Let's
giving
get
our
done.
views. That way you don't have a panic attack. That seems fair to you? Right? This one. Or how is this for an alternative? Baron and I just have a convo, no debate, where can I ask questions about his positions and he can ask about mine? Baron, how is that for fair? Everyone was ignoring him, guys. Everyone. Then finally, he got to Stu. I'll debate with Stu. He means Stu Peters. Today, even if he wants. So the only person that took the bait, or maybe wanted to do it to show others what it would actually look like, was Stu Peters. It turned into Andrew Wilson continuously asking Stu if he believed Andrew Colvett was at Fort Huachuca. He was trying to make him say it over and over again, which
Because he would not answer the question. Because he wouldn't answer the question, hence why why Andrew kept asking the same question over again. Again, and if you go back and watch the Joe Rogan interview, maybe we'll pull that in. We'll pull it into the next segment. Andrew makes a great point. Like the flat earthers, they are chomping at the bit to debate. The Black Hebrew Israelites, they are lined up down the street to debate. Crazy people like me that believe Adidas are the best shoes, they are going to debate you early morning, night, or day. It don't matter. But these people, they will come up with every reason under the sun, to not participate in, point out, and share their point. Remember when CrossFit was big? I'm a former CrossFitter as well. CrossFit was big, man. We would tell everybody we were CrossFitters. Remember when veganism was big? Never was a vegan. Everybody knew you were a vegan because you told everybody, right? You're always extolling the value of this eating style or this fitness style or whatever it is. You're always talking about it. But these people, they just want to talk and don't want any kind of confrontation. And I truly believe it's because they've never actually been challenged in their thought processes. They know that they're just spreading rhetoric. They've heard these talking points. Steal Superman neck, climb the building like Spider-Man. They've heard that and they just regurgitate it. That's all they do. They've never talked. They've never thought about it. They've never looked at any more details about it. They just say, "Oh, Superman neck, unclimb the wall like Spider-Man." They just say it. They've never thought about it. It's just words. It's just speaking points. But they've never thought about it. And I believe they know that they've never thought about it. They know that they've never been challenged in it. Therefore, they run from the challenge. And Candace knows if she gets in front of Andrew and Andrew is poised and she's over there raging like a lunatic, because everybody's seen her when she was on with Dave Rubin. You know, you do realize Candace never does live debates. There's a reason why, okay? But we all know that, and all of them know, if their Lord and Savior Candace Owens gets up there and acts a monkey like she usually does, she's going to look terrible. And that's going to be problematic for them. That's why they don't want to debate. Otherwise, they would be chomping at the bit. Every time I drop my email, say email management, I'd have 5 people in my email saying, "I'm ready to talk to you right now. What time you want to get on there? What time? What time?" Not, "I can't find my." Wait, did the person ever get back to me? No, I just went ahead and blocked them. I just blocked them. If I invite you on and you don't come on and you waste my time, I block you. But that's why I don't believe that this. First of all, that's why Candace will never do it. And that's why her people won't, because they don't actually have a position. They have speaking points. They have rhetoric. They don't have something that they believe. Because kind of shout out to Kira Davis. This is that pick me behavior. She's gonna say whatever it is for you to pick her, not something that she stands on and believes in. Okay, let's go. Okay, let's dance. Let's go.
Only strengthened my suspicions about him trying to make people say something defamatory. Here, take a look.
They've already
I
said
don't have
that.
any claims. I'm investigating what happened
you don't
to
have any
Charlie
claims?
Kirk because I don't believe you. Do you not have any evidence that Tyler Robinson, Charlie Kirk?
Stu, was he there or not?
Did Tyler Robinson,
Was he
Charlie
there
Kirk?
or not?
Did
Stu?
Tyler Robinson, Charlie Kirk?
I think the evidence supports that, sure. Now, answer my question. Was Andrew Colvett at Fort Tachuca or not? Was he there or not, Stu?
Where's Andrew Colvett? Why won't
Answer
he
the
come out and
question,
answer that
Stu.
question?
Answer my question. Was
I'm
he
not
there
here
or
to
not?
answer.
See, and I'm sorry, that's a valid question. And we watched this quote unquote, I don't want to call it a debate. We watched this back and forth. And we know that Andrew was willing to answer every one of Stu's questions. He answered the question. He said, "Let's do question for a question. Let's go minute upon minute." All that kind of stuff. That Stu just refused to answer the question. Why? Because he just has speaking points. He doesn't know whether or not Andrew Colvett was really there or not. And matter of fact, his spidey senses are probably telling him that no, he wasn't there. He knows he wasn't there, but he has not vetted it out. He's just giving rhetoric, speaking points that he's heard from somebody else that he's not willing to defend.
Your question.
Was Andrew Colvett at Fort Tachuca or not, Stu?
I'm not here to talk about.
I'm
Andrew
not here to
Colvett
answer any of your
and
questions.
Fort Which, do you
Great.
think
Yeah,
that
the
this
government
audience is a
lies.
bunch of
Who do you
idiots?
think wrote them, Stu?
I don't accept the government narrative. That
I know.
Tyler
Who do you think
Robinson,
wrote
Charlie Kirk, or
do
any of
you-
the made-up evidence?
What have you
primarily?
actually learned?
I've learned a whole lot,
What?
but that's
Like
not
what?
what I'm here to discuss.
Yeah, what?
I'm
Okay,
here
so
to have
right.
You tell
I'm
me
here.
how
I'm running an investigation,
Tyler
but I
Robinson
can't even tell you what I've
killed
learned.
Charlie
Do you remember
Kirk.
when he confessed, Stu, via text message?
No.
How did it get there, Stu?
How can I tell you how it got there? Did
Do you
Lance
think-
Twiggs bring it there? Because his DNA is on
So,
it too.
so Twigs, you think that Twigs brought it there?
I didn't say that.
They won't answer questions like
That's
you,
exactly what they're
filibuster
doing.
like you, refuse to stand by a single position. That's stupid.
Here are some comments. This isn't the flex that you think it is. Why would yelling at a guy to make a definitive statement about something that he
Because you want him to make a definitive statement. And Andrew made multiple definitive statements. I make a definitive statement. Adidas are the best shoes on the planet. Now, that's my definitive statement. Now, my definitive question to you is, why are you not buying Adidas? Like, what are you doing? What's wrong with you? That is a definitive statement. And this woman can't be this smooth brain. Well, maybe she is. She can't be this ignorant to not realize that that's what has happened. Let's go.
literally cannot say for certain yet. Why are you all retarded and don't understand how investigations work?
If we don't know the information, then how is he retarded then? If you're saying it's an investigation and there's information that's not known, and he's making a definitive statement, why are you not able to make a definitive statement and say this is part of the investigation still? How do we know that your investigation is going to lead anywhere different? These people really can't be this stupid. But never mind, they can't.
And you all get mad that when anything is discovered, the entire case isn't wrapped up with a big bow on it. You are literally helping dumb down you human beings. That's so weird. Another one, what you don't understand is some people don't claim to know what happened, but are smart enough to know what didn't or haven't been paid to know. Believing the biggest liars in history either makes you stupid, greedy, or both.
That's not a that's not a statement. Just to say, well, I don't know what happened, but I know what didn't happen. How do you know what didn't happen? You're going to have to make a definitive statement in order to say that this didn't happen. I'm going to say again, Adidas are the best shoes on the planet. For you to disagree with me, you're going to make a definitive statement. No, Skechers are better shoes. But Hoka's are better shoes. Reeboks are better shoes, which, by the way, would be blasphemous. So don't say anything that's stupid. But you get my point. You're making a value statement. You're making a point that these shoes are better in some way, shape, or form. Better grip, better value, last longer, whatever. Better support for arches, whatever. You're going to make a statement that's going to contradict what I said, that Adidas are the best shoes on the planet. So you're going to make a definitive statement. Stu made none of those. Hey, we don't talk about Pumas here. But we do talk about CL up here blessing 5 people with memberships. Y'all make sure you tell CL thank you. It's CJ, because I don't have my glasses on. Tell CJ thank you for blessing 5 folk and being a member for 7 months. Okay, guys, I get, but I wanted to come say hi and spread some love. Jason, have a great one tonight. Thank you so much, CJ. I appreciate you. Y'all put CJ in the chat. We appreciate it, man. Thank you so much for that. And if you got a membership from CJ, do as my mentor told us, put his name on it. Say thank you to CJ. All right, guess what? We're also going to say thank you to the Lord because we're almost finished with this video. So let's go.
What a great choice by Erica Kirk, I guess. Andrew Wilson is a type of person Charlie would never, ever hire. Here's a conversation Andrew had about Erica back in April. Okay. So someone said, as someone new to this, can Christians explain why Erica Kirk forgave the man who allegedly unalived her husband, but sent out cease and desist letter threads to podcasters? In Christianity, why are unalivers forgiven, but podcasters are threatened and condemned? Thanks. So Andrew Wilson steps in.
Yeah, first of all, that statement, the free domain statement from the beginning is not, that's a dumb statement. The initial conversation, I don't know what Andrew's about to say, but the initial statement is retarded. That doesn't even make sense what he's saying. In Christianity, why are murderers forgiven, but podcasters are threatened and condemned? What are you talking about? What are you talking about? Tyler Robinson is still on trial. He's still going to be condemned. He still will be judged. What are you talking about? See, that's that smooth brainness. But let's finish up.
This makes no sense. The man who unalived her husband is still going on trial regardless of her forgiving him. I can forgive you and still stop you from doing bad things to me. So then someone named John goes, as always, Andrew with the worst explanations to defend Erica and TPUSA. Seems like there's an...
Wait, what he said was spot on. What do you mean? Okay, whatever.
Incentive there. Any man with an ounce of a brain can clearly see something is off with her. These are tweets from April, by the way. And he goes, has nothing to do with Erica Kirk. She's a terrible leader and a femcon like the rest of TPUSA and a moron. The principle here is what I'm speaking to. All right. But then once she decided to allegedly pay...
Okay, so that was allegedly the comment that he made that the person wanted me to see. You know what? You're right. It's not a good statement. Okay. Now, he said it in April. I'm going to have some questions about that because in the chat, just real quick, in the chat, just give me a little hand emoji or say I if you've ever thought something about somebody and you had a really negative perception of them until you met them. Just raise your hand, say I I've done that. I had somebody told me something bad about them. I heard something bad in the office around the water cooler, whatever. I didn't like the way they weren't wearing Adidas, whatever. Like, okay, I think most of us have had that scenario happen where you see somebody, meet somebody, and your initial impression of them might not be the most favorable. I think that's fair. And maybe it might be, dare I even say, you might even condemn them. Like, that person is horrible. That person is a moron. That person is terrible. Maybe your boss, the CEO of your company, right? Right. They weren't wearing, well, if they were wearing Chucks, they are the worst people on the planet. Again. Yeah. And Andrew already addressed this. I know, realtor. But I just want to make sure that the young lady, again, none of this takes away from the fact that Andrew Wilson wants to debate Candace. You do realize none of this absolves him from debating her. None of this gives her a hall pass not to debate her. I'm just saying. Okay, let me finish up.
Him for his debating talent, he talked about her very differently. Here it is.
He did.
Hey, where'd you go for a week? Well, TPUSA hired me to go down and train its new crop of debaters. So that's what I did. Went over to their Capitol compound in Arizona, and I started training their debaters. Now, you see, I was not very thrilled. Not very thrilled. The course trajectory of how these campus debates might go without them having the correct talking points and knowing how to do the correct debates. John Doyle was over there as well. Got to meet with him. Hadn't seen him in a long time. So I went over and trained all these guys up. I saw Z speaking about it. X, the head of the America. Not thrilled to have competent debaters over at TPUSA. Now, I might have placed some of the Crucible Invasion team on their new campaign.
Is it me, or is this video being greatly edited? Now, maybe Andrew did it. It's possible. But there's a lot of cuts in here.
Their Pick Up the Mic campaign. Now, while I was there, getting the landscape, I ran into one Erica Kirk. Had a nice long conversation with her as well. I walk over to Erica, fucking grab her, and I gave her a big hug. Told her that I was really sorry for what happened to her. Nightmare. Just a nightmare. So sometimes I think old man hugs. Sometimes I think old man hugs. Now, I think they go a long way. I don't know why. Women like old man hugs. What do you want me to say? Told her I was really sorry that happened to her. Nightmare. Just a nightmare. And I also told her that I understood what was going on. That many of these people who are acting as ops are performing sets of psychological torture on this woman.
So yeah, he walks over to that moron, grabs her and gives her an old man hug. Tells her what a terrible leader and
So what's wrong with an old man hug? What's wrong with an old man hug? Am I missing something? What? So what? Let her finish this.
she is, right? I'm glad everyone so far has been mostly ignoring him. Everyone sees through the act he's putting out and they are avoiding him. Also, as Candace said, it is so cringe that this old man who gives old man hugs sits there and talks about Candace and what she said and how dare she. And then his whole brand is demeaning women for how they act. Leave the need.
Wait, is that not what Candace does? Is Candace's whole brand not demeaning women? I mean, what is she doing to Erica? Tree of Logic, Blake Lively, Dana Lash, Erica, Brigitte Macron. Like, is that not her brand? Sure, she talks about men, but she doesn't talk about men like she talks about women. Is that not her whole brand? It seemed like she might have forgot that part.
What Candace is doing to us, okay? To women. It's ours. It's fine. We don't need you in there. Maybe go train opening jars of pickles. But as usual, I want to know what you guys think.
Okay, so that was the video. I don't know how that. Okay, Andrew. Okay, so Andrew said some foul things about Erica Kurt. Okay, that's fair. I've heard other people who rock with Erica Kurt that have said foul things about her. So I'm not certain, 100% certain, that just because you don't agree with, or maybe you don't think exactly in lockstep with them, that makes you a bad person. I'm not under that impression. I'm not going to even try to put that body on you. And let's just go again. The reason I ask about, have you ever felt one way about somebody until you met them? Is it possible that his position on Erica and her being a terrible leader back in April when he said that, and so on and so forth, has changed since then? Just wondering. Just seems odd. But even in that, like, what does this have to do with, she does sound like a Russian plant. I did think that too, Jen. But what does that got to do with Andrew debating Candace? And I mean, if that be the case, then Candace should be debating, she should be on college campuses, giving her perspective and making her point, standing on her square and saying it loud and proud with her whole chest. This is what I believe. This is what happened. But none of that. It's all speculation and no evidence whatsoever. I don't get it. So anyway, that was the video. One of my former subscribers wanted me to watch it. I I watched it. I didn't. Not one thing changed. Not one thing changed. I mean, again, I respect Andrew. I think he does a decent job as it relates to debating. I would love for him to cut the swearing out, the profanity out. Would absolutely love that. Would love for him to get rid of the smoking. But I'm not gonna berate him or anything of that nature. So shout out for sure. Yeah, I got rid of the person. Yeah, I just went ahead and if I invite you on the show, and I'm literally doing the show this late at night because that person said they would be available. So because they're not available and they said they were going to be on and they have not come on, then I don't think that they don't want to actually be a subscriber anymore. So we just go ahead and put them out to pasture. Because if I invite you on, I'm literally putting the show on for you because we were going to watch that video together. Yeah, well, you don't want to be here. What's going on, agenda producer? Training propaganda for sure. What's going on, Jen? How are you? I'm looking at it. I see the 92 up in here. Shout out to the 92 up in the building. Go and drop your number. Shout your number out in the chat. What is my number? 005. If I could, put your if you remember the 92, go on and put your agent number up in the chat for sure. All right. So Andrew did in fact reply back to Candace about the whole her saying that he doesn't have the money. He's an op for TPUSA, all that kind of stuff like that. So let's pull that in. I think that'll be more encouraging and edifying because I thought he did a good job of explaining the questions that were out there. So let's go. All right. Shout out to Andrew and the Crucible. All right, let's go. Let's go.
To a point here, you're not going to be chain smoking around me, tough guy, okay?
The hell does that
Tough
have to
guy.
do with tough guy? Nothing. I don't get it. Okay, tough girl.
He's willing to sort of flip his position and kind of present himself as a feminist right there.
How? What are you talking about, lady?
They must say that they are sending you in to debate on their behalf regarding the Charlie Kirk case.
Wait, what? She wants them to lie? Data brokers make billions selling your information to spammers, scammers, and anyone willing to pay.
All right, shout out to the commercial.
I'm
going to let
but it was buried in the terms.
I'm
and
going to let it run
conditions nobody
because
reads. Every account you create feeds the machine, and they're betting you'll never stop. Most privacy services remove your data after it's already out there.
Tough guy.
The real problem is every new sign up creates another vulnerability. That's why I use Cloaked. Cloaked finds where your data is being sold and removes it. Better yet, it gives you unlimited burner emails, usernames, and phone numbers so your real identity stays private. You can even call, text, and email through those burners inside the app. Data brokers end up buying worthless information instead of yours. It completely turns the tables. It also monitors the dark web, including a built-in VPN and password manager, filters spam calls with AI, and comes up to $1 million in identity theft insurance. Go to cloak.com and enter your phone number for a free security scan. In just seconds, you'll see if your social security number is being sold right now. The longer you wait, the more your information gets bought and sold. Head to cloak.com/crucible to get 30% off any plan.
All right, let's go, Andrew. Let's see.
We have a very, very upset woman here who's about to be very upset with yours truly and tell you a whole big pack of lies, which I can't wait to show you. Always good.
Upset. She's upset.
Here we go. Assuming this actually works this time. All right.
First, it has come to my attention that an individual who I had literally never heard of in my life.
She had never heard of me in her life. I want you to hear that again. I don't know. How do you start a cope stream off? By lying.
A cope stream is crazy.
That's the question. Says, never heard of this individual in my entire life.
First, it has come to my attention that an individual who I had literally never heard of in my life went onto Joe Rogan signaling that I am scared to debate him regarding the Charlie Kirk case and that he's...
Yep. Now, see, remember, she said that she's never heard of me in her entire life, right? That wouldn't be a fib, would it? She wouldn't be putting us on, would she? Well, yes, she would. This is from Nick Mateo. Candace Owens just shared 2 comments from her YouTube. They're both from Andrew Wilson on alt accounts to troll her, and Candace reposted them. Oh boy, and wouldn't you know it? Candace Owens says, "No, you're just dumb and fell for him trolling the comments. You guys are so gullible. Blah, 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 blah." Oops. Oops. Now, you might want to take a notation here of the timestamp. This is trivial, of course, but I just think it's really funny. This was on July 30th. I went down and did the Joe Rogan broadcast on the 4th, and I believe it was aired on the 5th. Liar, liar, pants on fire. Never heard of me. I don't know why you're tweeting about me then if you never heard about me.
So let me ask you a question.
Very strange.
Did Candace lie? Because, we're always told that Erica lied about this and Andrew lied about that and this person lied about that. Did Candace just lie to all of her audience by saying that she didn't know who Andrew Wilson was? Just asking a question. I think we all know the answer to it. Let's go.
Strange behavior from Mrs. Owens. But that's okay. I'm sure that they'll just say, no, that's not a lie because, it's only
thank you, Jen.
People who are oppositional to her for some reason. They're the liars, I guess. I don't know. But anyway, we'll keep on going with the cornucopia of cope.
Cornucopia of cope is crazy.
Offered me $300K to do so. So just, the backstory leading up to this moment is that the host of the Whatever podcast, who I do know, a guy named Brian Atlas, reached out to my PR guy, Mitchell, with an offer of $50K for me to debate this person. And then he upped the amount, I think, to $150K initially. I immediately dismissed it. I genuinely had never heard of the name Andrew Wilson before.
Except you have.
And my assumption was that this was a PR ploy, a move for some young influencer that was coming up through the ranks and had a little bit of money to spend to get their name out there. It's almost like...
Does anybody believe this bullshit? Do any of you believe any of this bullshit? Any of you? I never heard of the guy before. Never. I never.
Candace has done full on deep dive 3rd generation 23andMe's on random people in pictures. Hey, there's that guy in that picture right there. I need his 23andMe. I need to know his grandmother and his dog's kitten's name. So she's done all that. You mean to tell me this same woman didn't do any research on Andrew Wilson? Okay. That's what I'm supposed to believe. I just want to make sure I understand what I'm supposed to believe, because that's what you want me to believe. I mean, didn't she just this last week dog out some police officer from UVU and implicate him in Charlie Kirk's murder? And it's just a random police officer. I mean, she's done so much damage. The family that used to own the apple orchard that became UVU, remember she dug into all of their crates? But she did not do any research on Andrew Wilson. Okay, got you. All right, that's what I believe. No, don't worry, I believe it.
I never heard of him. Who's that guy? Just what a crock of shit. These people are so full of shit.
Like, and people do this. You try to buy an ad for yourself. It's an industry strategy to get your name out there. Of course, the Charlie Kirk case was not some gimmick to me. We have not been asking for money, just a public discussion with Turning Point USA, one of their affiliates, regarding the case.
Yeah, but there's no actual good reason that Owens or any of her camp can give why Turning Point USA, who's not suspected of doing anything, needs to go and answer Candace's questions, but Candace doesn't need to answer other inquirers' questions about her positions.
Look at that.
Nobody, by the way, nobody can explain that glaring contradiction. It makes zero sense why it is that Candace Owens is owed any answers by Turning Point USA, but owes no answers to people who are inquisitive about her crazy-ass positions.
There we go.
Super credible, per usual. I don't know which one you're referencing, if you're referencing Owens there.
Whether that be Blake Neff, Andrew Colvett, Erica Kirk, Yankin Bank Frank, somebody who was there on the scene that day. We've offered them the floor repeatedly. Now, what I had not appreciated until people began sending me clips of this Andrew Wilson guy following,
who you'd never heard about before until you saw me on Joe Rogan, even though you tweeted about me before I went on Joe Rogan.
His sit down on Joe Rogan, is that he is sort of affiliated with Turning Point USA, another person in their orbit that they're boosting, so much so that he's apparently hugging Erica Kirk at.
How dare you hug?
My God, that monster.
I mean, hugging, great day. Shame on you. If you are a hugger, if you hug people, man, shame on you. I mean, good gracious alive. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. You hug people? The shame. The shame. Let me also point out something here. And I think Andrew does a great job of exposing it. This faux, I'm bigger and better and above the hoi polloi that Candace likes to position herself as is just such a mess. You'll see in a second. Let him go. Let him go.
That monster, Andrew Wilson.
Turning Point USA headquarters. I will let you take a listen to what he told Joe Rogan during their sit down. Take a listen.
We offered. That guy is really good looking, by the way.
Okay.
I mean, just objectively, he's a very handsome fellow. Candace Owens, I offered her $300,000 to do a debate. I was like, ooh, who's we?
Who's
That
we?
would be me and Brian Atlas. Brian Atlas offered up $100K of the pot, and I offered up $200K of the pot. That would be who we are. But I'm guessing that she's inferring that we would be an evil hatched plan by Turning Point USA. Idiot. Like, we'll give you $300,000.
What is her position? What does she think happened?
She thinks that Israel worked in conjunction with TPUSA and Erica Kirk to Charlie. And that's exactly what she thinks, by the way.
Based on what?
Well, that's the $1 million question. Yes, it is the $1 million question. This guy's a smart guy. She knows. You've been arguing with Ian and hosted her show while she's been on maternity leave for Last Baby. She's seen the tweets. And she knows. She's full of shit. Smoky, huggy man bad. Yes, I know. I gave a widow a hug. I'm a monster. I get it.
Now you're a monster.
She's already trying to poison the well. Let her poison.
Actually, that's why Candace, when she was watching this, that's why she was trying to act like she was unimpressed. She had a look in her cup, and now she's reaching off screen, is because she knows that what Andrew's saying is right on the money, and she does not want to just sit there and stare at the screen because she's gonna give that facial reaction. Let's go.
Isn't it? Nobody actually knows. She's never presented a single shred of evidence thus far that Israel ever worked to Kirk. Nope. That Erica Kirk certainly didn't. In fact, nope. Her position for the longest time was if Erica Kirk comes out and tells me to stop, which she did, stop this, to stop the conspiracy on this, I will. So Erica did. She went out publicly and she was like, enough, You're just causing more problems than good here as this investigation's going on. And then suddenly Erica's now part of the conspiracy. That is, in fact, what happened, by the way. By the next day, she's trying to cover it up. She's part of the conspiracy, too.
Mm.
When I went to the TPUSA HQ, and I talked to Erica briefly while I was there, the first thing I did, okay, here comes the monster part.
Monster.
Andrew Wilson being a monster, as usual. That hug was promised to her 3,000 years ago. Was what I think every normal, moral human being would ever do. I gave her a hug. And I told her how god-awful sorry I was that happened to her. Like, could you even imagine how that's got to feel for her? Especially now that she has tens of thousands of people accusing her of and conspiring to and then cover up what happened to her own. I mean, that's like mind-boggling psychological torture on a level that I've never seen. That's exactly right. That guy is real smart. And I've been saying it from the very beginning.
Thank you, Andrew.
The second that this turned this way, that I've seen this sort of psychological warfare before, just at a smaller scale. I saw it against my own wife. I've seen it myself. I know exactly what this game is. Shaming tactics don't stop inconvenient conversations anymore.
Yeah, and hindsight is 20/20, but given the reaction, I think it probably would have been better for her to like lay low for a little while.
1,000%.
The going out with the sparklers was not a great idea. Like all that was not a great idea because it just seemed insane.
Thank you, Joe Rogan.
Yeah, it's an awful convenient place to cut the clip.
She cut it off right there.
Position on it. Thing that's interesting is that Joe likes to do this. It's the way that he does conversations. He'll kind of devil's advocate a bit until the position gets out there, and then he can agree or disagree with it. Very convenient. She cuts the clip there.
For saying that, people were going, yeah, okay. Now I'm interested because first off, I wasn't expecting Andrew Wilson to look like that. I understand, I guess, perhaps could probably guess how you magically fell into money to be running around offering $300K for.
It was magic, ladies and gentlemen.
Magic.
Magic that I fell into money. Man, I didn't know that. See, here I thought I'd worked my ass off for 6 years, battling my way across the internet against every leftist scumbag in existence, and earned every dime that I got. But apparently, it's magic. Oh, it's magic. Magic money.
For a conversation. And I
not a conversation, a debate.
Also now understand, having looked into it, why Blake Neff and Andrew Colvat seem to be boosting you on X. Now,
why? Why do they seem to be boosting me on X? I'm curious.
For everyone who was like me and legitimately did not know who this man was.
Oh, they all know who I am. Sorry, lady.
5 minutes ago.
They all know.
Andrew Wilson apparently had a presence in the manosphere debating feminists. And
nope, wrong again.
And that would explain why he was appearing on the Whatever podcast, which regularly features these sorts of debates. I've been on the Whatever podcast and I've done these debates. So has Charlie Kirk.
And you were terrible at them. Absolutely awful at them. Kirk was better, but you were pretty bad at them. Abracadabra.
So let me make sure I got it right. Candace Owens wrote a book about, what is it? Go make them a sandwich. And it's supposed to be the anti-feminist playbook. Anti-feminist book. She wrote that book as a woman writing against feminism. And you mean to tell me she did no research into quote unquote the manosphere and never ran across Andrew Wilson's name? Okay. All right. That's what I'm supposed to believe. I don't know. Somebody needs to look at this book and tell me if it was AI written. That's what I'm starting to believe. Let's go.
Alakazam.
But now, of course, for, I guess, either the right price or a chance at staying or being in the limelight,
it's about being in the limelight. Well, it's about destroying terrible positions which are bad for the conservative movement, a thing which the Crucible has excelled at for 6 straight years and is going to continue to excel at. When you have terrible positions and you poison the minds of people away from conservative politics and Christian ethics, you actually do serious damage to the nation. Not magic, just grift from above. Yes, it is the gift of grift. She wouldn't have even responded to this if she didn't feel that you were something she needed to get ahead of. Oh, yeah. Look, she gives the game away quite a bit here. Oh, damn, look at you falling into my money. To hell with Candace. Yeah. One of the most super chatted channels in the world. One of the top super chatted channels in the United States, usually within the top 5. Well, how did Andrew get his money? She's insinuating Erica Kirk gave you $200,000 to give to her so she could debate whether Erica unalived her husband. Yes, this is her theory. Her theory is that TPUSA gave me a bunch of money to challenge her to debate on whether or not TPUSA was involved in the Charlie Kirk. A brilliant strategy by Mrs. Owens. Man, as a debate opponent, I'm already terrified.
Willing to sort of flip his position and kind of present himself as a feminist right there, tasked with defending Erica Kirk taking.
What? I actually don't even understand how she gets to this logically. Can somebody explain it to me? How do you even get to this?
Right there. Staying or being in the limelight. He's willing to sort of flip his position and kind of present himself as a feminist right there.
How? What the fuck is she talking? What are you talking about, lady? What the hell is she talking about? He's kind of flipping his position and turning into a feminist right there. What? How? What is she talking about?
Tasked with defending Erica Kirk taking over her late husband's company.
Who tasked me to do this? Did you notice that she never actually said who tasked me to go defend Erica Kirk and her blah, 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 blah? Never actually says who does this. Okay, Candace is great at this. She likes to make conjecture without telling you any of the details because she doesn't know what the hell she's talking about. Wait, so she says she doesn't know who you were before Joe Rogan, but somehow knows all your positions on feminism to the point that somehow you flip them? Yes. And also tweeted about me, but must have forgotten about that just a few days before I went on Joe Rogan. Go figure. It's like she has amnesia. I don't know. Does Candace have amnesia? I have no idea. Didn't she come into a large sum of money via her husband? Yes. You need to counter stipulate that she make and present you a sandwich. Why would I do that? I just want to debate. She's stating you're part of the manosphere, which you don't defend, or which doesn't defend women, and that's what you're doing with Erica Kirk. You're now a feminist. That also would make zero sense. Even that is it's a nonsense position. Hey, I'm not part of the manosphere. I've taken them on as much as I have taken on feminists. In fact, I've even called them meninists. A lot of it, I think, is feminism for men, or I call them degenerates and tangle with them just as much. I'm a Christian ethicist. I'm in all of these different spaces.
A $250 million organization while the kids are back home with no parents as she travels the country. Now he's sympathetic to those positions. Now, Andrew Wilson.
Now he's sympathetic to those positions. Sympathetic to the fact that when we're anytime, and I don't know why these people get this wrong all the time, but this is something she would get devastated on in the debate too. Do you realize the distinction between a woman who decides on their own to become a girl boss and take over be the CEO, work their whole life towards that, and somebody whose husband was, and they're taking over his legacy so that it doesn't get destroyed? Do you see like how there could be a distinction to be made there? That when we're talking about the girl boss archetype, or we're talking about the single mother on purpose archetype, that doesn't generally apply to women whose husbands were as highly placed as Kirk and were publicly assassinated. That's the rules kind of go out the window a little bit there. How would this broke bum possibly afford to put up $200,000 to debate me? It's like, lady, my channel makes more super chat revenue than your channel does.
It does.
Looks to be about 50
by the
years
way,
old.
just
That's
in
the
case,
best I could do in terms of finding.
That was not a lie. Andrew Wilson's channel does very, very well. His super chats are insane. And he's usually, I don't know why he doesn't trend above hers if you look on Playboard, but he does very good. No question, no doubt there. I don't know if it's because he's not on, you know what it is? He's not on YouTube. He's on Rumble. But he does a very good, so let's put some respect on that name. But let me ask you another question. If Candace thinks, if she's alluding that Andrew Wilson is a poor guy, she said, I don't think you have $300,000, right? So if she doesn't think he has $300,000, so she wants to raise it up to $500,000, and then you'll debate him. If you don't think he has $300,000, what makes you think he's going to have $500,000, Candace? It didn't make some sense. But again, if you're so solid in your position, why do you need to be ginned up to debate? Why are you not chomping at the bit? Like, oh yeah, I'm gonna do this. Because I do want you to listen and just ask yourself, who wants to debate? Who's gonna move heaven and earth to debate? And then who is stalling? Who is impeding? Who is trying not to debate? Just ask yourself and tell me at the end.
His age, another.
The best that she could do, even though every single episode of whatever, basically, or almost all of them, you give your name and your age. I'm like, I'm Andrew Wilson. I'm 42. But okay, fair enough.
Point that I really was
Detective Owens couldn't figure out how old I was.
surprised by, because again, I thought this was like someone younger coming through the ranks.
Why? Why would you even assume that? Why is that even an assumption? Please
Why is
stop
that a
leaving the
thing,
magical money in my wallet, Smokey man. I'll try, bro. I'll try.
Worry not, though, because when he debates, he's always drinking a beer. So he wants you.
I mean, that's also not true. Occasionally when I debate, I'm drinking a beer, but usually it's on like a really long podcast. It was like 8 or 9 or 10 hours.
Let me ask the question. How does she know that if she didn't know who he was until 5 minutes ago, according to her? Now she knows that he drinks on set? How'd you learn that? How does that work? Never mind.
Sometimes I'll have a beer then. And sometimes during a 1v1 debate, I'll have a beer, but I don't usually drink during a debate either.
You know, he's cool.
That's true.
His ex-profile pic is of him smoking a cig.
That's also true. Handsome devil, that guy.
Because that's like 50-year-old man doing this is crazy. That's his brand.
42-year-old man.
Or something. He's like Timu Danny Zuko from Greece, but with a potty mouth, to be
Shout
sure.
out to Danny.
Greece was a clean movie, born to hand.
Oh, can't do the cussing. Can't do the cussing. You can accuse people of being involved in a conspiracy to their family members, but saying they are involved in a conspiracy to their family members, that's just a little too far. A little bit too far, ladies and gentlemen. I credit Eminem for her downfall. Anyone that guy disses in a song seems to get off the deep end. Good point.
Drive. I actually really liked it. He chain smokes throughout debates and he denigrates people so that people know just how like fresh to death he is.
Okay. I don't know what the hell she's talking about there. Match energy. If someone's being a complete asshole to me, I'll be a complete asshole back. But if they're not, I'm not. Pretty simple. $20. It's hard for me not to think Candace is kind of evil because she's basically using tragedy of her dead friends to make money while psychologically abusing and publicly shaming and attacking his wit. Listen, you need to understand the distinction in worldviews. From Candace Owens' worldview, she's a hero.
Mm-hmm.
She's at the head of the biggest crowdsourced, crowdfunded whodunit mystery of our lifetime. And she's leading the charge. And in the morning, she puts on her tweed jacket and tweed hat, and she gets to mystery solving. She gets in her little mystery machine van, and she drives over. She gets out her little magnifying glass, and she starts the mystery solving process to figure out who done it. She pull the mask off. The problem is she doesn't know what the hell she's talking about or doing. And so after months of investigating this, she's come up with nothing. Not a single viable alternative to the state and Tyler. Nothing. She has no viable alternative to this at all. Correct. Imagine spending all of that money on a tweed suit and magnifying glass and coming up with nothing.
Stop it.
Nothing. Almost a year. Nothing. It's hard. Yeah. So never attribute to evil. Like that cringe, yeah, it's demonic. Stop it. Stop it. Stupidity. Stupidity is even more dangerous than evil. Even more dangerous. Too far, Andrew. Too far. She's such a super sleuth solving the Charlie Kirk case, but can't investigate how old you are. Brilliant. Yes, this is a genius we're dealing with here, ladies and gentlemen. Brilliant. In every single capacity, she's brilliant. Her investigatory powers and prowess is second only to that of one Sherlock Holmes. Second only to, by the way. Woman tax incoming, says Fiona. Oh, whoa, Fiona. That's quite the name. She says she provided more evidence than protection in this clip. The most illogical person with a large platform besides Brian Shapiro. Probably.
I really shudder at this prospect. Well, here's my counteroffer. Now that I know that turning
there's going to be a counteroffer.
Points in the orbit.
Turning points in the orbit. How do we know this again? Did we establish how we know turning points in the orbit yet? Has anybody established this yet? How did we get to this part? But anyway, she's established that since TPUSA is in the orbit, then what now?
Right. Andrew Wilson currently trending on X.
Oh, there you go.
Just say it again. Say it again.
Turning points in the orbit. Right. Andrew Wilson currently trending on X.
Ooh. Trending on X. Bit of a blow to the old ego, I guess, eh? For once, there's a platform that's much larger than theirs that they can't control. The Joe Rogan podcast, they can't control it. biggest podcast in the world. They couldn't control the narrative. And so they freaked out, boy. Andrew Wilson trending on X, Joe Rogan trending on X. They freaked the f out and zerged out of their mind. They started zerging. Thank you. Stu Peters said today, all he wanted out of your debate was to get you to admit you were paid by TPUSA. A thing which I never denied. A thing which I never denied, that I went and taught a one-day debate course and then charged them for it. Ooh, man. Up there on that page.
So let me take that apart for a hot second. Why is it that everybody's so in their feelings because they think Andrew Wilson was paid by TPUSA, but nobody seems to remember that Candace was being paid by TPUSA all last year. Up until January, I believe, is when they canceled the contract with her. But she was a paid operative of TPUSA at that point too. Why is nobody even mentioning that? All this smack talking, and she's been on contract with TPUSA on their payroll, if you will, for some time. Why is it that nobody mentions that? But everybody knows Andrew Wilson went and did a one-day training. He provided a service. He was a vendor for one day. He was a contractor, whatever you want to say. But nobody seems to remember that Candace was the exact same thing. Probably more because she was there longer. She was on their contract longer. Just something to realize.
Payroll. These people don't know what an independent contractor is. They don't know that I give debate lessons to people all over the world all the time. I don't get it.
By the way, for having lied to Joe Rogan throughout this entire interview.
No, I told him the truth and was one of the few who ever did. I didn't try to sensationalize. I just stuck to the facts. That's it. I stuck to the facts.
This obviously backfired.
It obviously backfired. Then why are you talking about it? Why are you yapping your yap about it, Candace, if it backfired? It's because what actually happened, there's a platform who's larger, whose narrative they can't control. And they panicked. And this is what panic looks like. Respecting someone is easy when you agree with them. For the first time, I find myself on the other side, which is when respect actually counts. She's still losing it, though. No question about that. There's no question about it.
Comments are amazing, making fun of him and nobody buying the Erica Kirk slop, the Christian slop.
All lies, by the way. It's true that they started zerging, but actually people were calling them nutcases and Fruit Loops and freaks and weirdos. Same thing on the YouTube side. And they were zerging hard, boy. Sharing it everywhere, and which of course created more views for the episode, which of course is good for me.
Trying to emote to make us feel like anything that's happened since Charlie Kirk's assassination makes sense.
Yeah, nothing makes sense. None of it. It's just nothing makes sense, guys. I can't make sense of this. I can't make sense of it. Why can't we come on, guys. I want to make sense of it. Why can't we make sense of what happened? It doesn't make any sense. You're telling me that this guy was really upset because he was a Fruit Loop and went Charlie? That doesn't make any sense.
That we should feel bad for caring and investigating. But anyway, he's trying.
Let me unequivocally get this message out to all of these people. You are LARPing. All of you are LARPing. You're not investigators. You're dumbasses. As Red Foreman would say from that 70s show, you're a dumbass. You are not investigating anything. Your investigation has uncovered nothing. You have not done anything at all to help with this investigation. How can I prove it? Prosecutors used nothing from you. Nothing. I'm sorry, the defense. Defense has used nothing from you. Defense has not done anything. Done nothing to help, or they've done nothing to help the defense. Nothing. Haven't used a single thing from them. The investigators. Not investigating shit. And if they are, they're the worst investigators on planet Earth. Somebody asked me the other day, why won't you do a college campus tour with TPUSA? You're one of the best debaters out there on the right. I said, well, that's a nice compliment, but here's why. Because a left-wing lunatic will kill me, and then her fan base will blame my wife and my best friends for it. No qualms whatsoever about debating this chick. It'll be easy as pie. And by the way, I'll concede, no ad homs, no personal attacks. The first person who makes one, in fact, they forfeit. Totally fair. You never even have to worry about a single ad hom, single personal attack. We'll just go straight facts, but I get to cross-examine your claims.
Because he similar.
Real quick, I want to do something very quickly. I'm going to go off the rail. Shout out to Andrew. He was replying to Candace's claim that Candace's response to him wanting to debate her. A moment ago, Brother Andrew just said something that I think we might have missed. He said that his super chats are greater than Candace's. And I chimed in and said that is a true statement. Andrew does way better on supers than Candace. I just want to show you this. Not saying that this is primarily the end all be all, but so here's Candace's playboard. Here on playboard, you can see how well someone does on super chats. You can see their super chats, their video views, and such of that nature. How many people interviewed? So, okay. So at the current moment, this is the Candace Owens show. You see that right there. Just make sure you can see that's Candace. All right. So she's trending downward. That's why I'm saying, like, her channel is trending downward. There's probably a good reason why. I think we all know. How much engagement? She gets lots of likes, lots of comments going on, all that kind of stuff like that. All right, here it comes. So today she did not stream, but yesterday she did stream and she had $1,482 in super chats, which is amazing. Okay. And for the week, she had $57.57. So $5,757 for the week. All right. All right. So we can see that. Give me a thumbs up if you agree or you understand that. All right. So let's jump over here. All right. And let's go to the Crucible. All right. So here's Andrew Wilson's channel. Notice his is trending upward. Trending upward. He's got good engagement, all that kind of stuff like that. Again, good stuff. Today he was, I don't know if he's on right now, but today he had $35 in super chats. Yesterday he had $3,686 for a weekly total of $6,751. Andrew Wilson, over the life of his channel, has secured $1 million in super chats alone. That's not commercials. That's not endorsements. That's not ad reads, anything else, merch sales. That's just in super chats. He's averaging $10 per super chat. And you can see here, he's doing pretty well. Now, one of the things I mentioned yesterday when I was on Tamara Neely's show is that Candace's channel is trending downward. And this is what I'm looking at. Yeah, she's trending downward. And what I mean by that is the subscriber rating is going down and her overall engagement is not there. Just something to look at. That's just Playboard. I just thought we'd take a little commercial break to show you that. Let me bring Andrew back in here. Andrew, Smoky Man, let's go.
Particularly in this discussion with Joe Rogan, lied in relation not just to me, but tried to like pretend that I'm somehow tangential to the leftist Un-F America tour. I've never so much as spoken to them.
Never said you did.
But then he also lied about them.
Nope, didn't lie about them either.
Accusing them of like laundering money.
Nope, never accused them of laundering any money.
And doing this on Joe Rogan's platform.
Like none of that ever even happened. She just made it all up. Imagine, she made the whole thing up. Listen again. This lunatic just making shit up in her own brain.
In relation not just to me, but tried to like pretend that I'm somehow tangential to the leftist Un-F America tour. I've never so much as spoken to them.
Never claimed that she spoke to them. Ever. Never happened once. Let me help you with what the claim is, though, just in case those of you who are out there are wondering. The claim is that Z, Cohen, has received oodles and boodles of money through the processor ActBlue, which, as you guys probably know, is at the heart of several investigations for doing unethical things you're not supposed to be doing. And the way you know that these are left-wingers and left-wing NGOs who are sending her the money is because they're sending it through ActBlue. That's what they're doing. And we tracked it and showed all of the receipts. And come Friday, we'll just drop all of the receipts again. And you can go through them to your heart's consent. But you don't even have to take my word for it. You can go to the FEC right now and look up how many payments were processed through ActBlue to Ground Game, which is Z. Cohen Sanchez's NGO, Ground Game. She used this illicit funding, I consider it illicit because it came from leftists, in order to build her brand And she utilized the Unfuck America tour to stalk Charlie Kirk and stalk TPUSA, and is still planning when they have their new tour to stalk them. She works with another account often called Project Constitution. I dropped all of the tweets, and I'll drop them all again. Hand in hand, they work together, retweeting each other, talking to each other. In fact, Project Constitution said that Z. Cohen Sanchez was more like Charlie Kirk than I would ever be. That's what he said. That's what this guy said. That's the claim. What she's talking about here is just nonsense she made up in her brain. That was never even stated on Joe Rogan's podcast. Just made it all up. Why do you think she didn't show you the clip?
But then he also lied about them. He's accusing them of like laundering money.
Never accused them of laundering money.
And doing this on Joe Rogan's platform, absent any fact check.
No, you could definitely fact check it. I did a whole stream about it.
He just lies again.
No, you just lie, lady. Everything you just came out of your mouth was a lie. I never said any of that, which is why she didn't show any of the clips. She never showed any of the clips. Why? Because she's lying through her teeth.
Yes, that's where they're at right now. Turning Point just needs people that are willing to lie. Nonetheless, I said,
well, then they should hire you because you seem to be great at it.
I have a counter offer.
Ooh, counter offer. I want to hear the counter offer.
He says 300K. Let's make it 500K, right? I just have the hunch, this feeling.
This hunch and feeling. She's got a hunch, ladies and gentlemen, and her feelings also. She's got a hunch. She's got a feeling. I can't wait to hear her hunches and feelings. It's my favorite thing to listen to from women is how they feel about
gut instinct that you're maybe being backed by Turning Point USA.
She has a gut instinct that I may be being backed by Turning Point USA. Her gut's telling her that. She's got a gut instinct.
Their affiliates in this.
Or their affiliates in this case.
Debate request. It's just, you don't strike me as someone that has 300K lying around for conversation.
Well,
here we go.
Problem you got, lady, is that you don't know about nothing. So again, one of the most super chatted channels in the United States, one of the most super chatted channels in the world.
Yeah.
I don't know what you think you're doing. I have no idea what she's talking about. Oh, wait, I do. I do know what she's talking about because she tells us.
Gut instinct that you're.
Yes, a gut instinct.
Maybe being backed by.
Ooh, a gut instinct and feelings. More of that compelling Candace Owens evidence that I'm so used to hearing about from our detective, our fine detective Owens here. Absent her tweed suit. She has a gut feeling. I just don't have that kind of money laying around. Defense have publicly wrote out something that they want nothing to do with Candace and others for their defense. I'm aware.
Turning Point USA or their affiliates in this debate request. It's just, you don't strike me as someone that has 300K lying around for conversation. I mean, not with that smoking habit in today's economy.
Oh, what a clever joke. Not with that smoking habit in today's economy. No way. Andrew Wilson must spend at least $300,000 a year on cigarettes.
$300,000
Wait, now she wants $500,000 after we've been told nonstop on X by these idiots that she doesn't need the money. I know.
There we go. But notice again, here it goes. She's going to go from, I don't think you have 300,000 to now give me 500,000. And again, why do you need to get paid to debate if you believe in your position?
Oh, it's wild. Candace Owens, who doesn't need the money, suddenly she wants the money.
She got to get that bread.
Andrew has 300,000 under his couch cushions.
Right.
Bring me my money.
And given the fact that Turning Point USA has raised $40 million in one night off of Charlie's blood, literally encasing his bloody microphone at a fundraiser event.
Which has what to do with me? I don't know. Can somebody tell me what the that has to do with me? Even if it was all true, like what would that even have to do with me?
That his grieving widow could be captured by the camera standing next to it. I think 500K feels more appropriate. They want to invest in you. You're their guy.
What? Who said any of this? Who said? Can somebody tell me where she gets this idea that TPUSA is investing money in me? What is she talking about? You're their guy. They're investing money in you. The godfather of TPUSA.
That's the godfather.
Tell them that's what it costs.
Okay, so here's what we'll do. Wish granted. Here's what I'll do. We'll crowdsource $1 million. I'll put out $1 million crowdsource that will have this debate, and I'll take $500,000, and you can take $500,000. Easy. I don't think it's going to be much of a problem. Deal. We'll put out a crowdsource for $1 million. She doesn't have to. We'll do it all ourselves. If she takes $500,000, I'll take $500,000. Simple. King of the grift, baby.
It's 500K between old friends, right?
Nothing, but I don't know why you think I need to go TPUSA to get it. I don't know what the she's talking about. What are you talking about, lady? We'll crowdsource it. $1 million, $500K for yours truly, and then $500K for Candace Owens. But I have some stipulations of my own for that kind of money.
Also, my second counter offer position point that I'd like you to meet is I'm 7 months pregnant. So if you fancy a debate face to face, you're going to have to travel to me. It's common decency. No time limit in the debate.
We don't have to do an in-person debate. Totally not necessary to do an in-person debate. But I'm fine with one if that's what she would prefer. But it has to be done on neutral ground. So if she would prefer in-person, that is a fair request. She's pregnant. So I should come out to at least some place that's adjacent where we can meet. Maybe she wants to have private security there. I don't care. They can hold a machine the entire time I wreck this chick in the debate. I don't give a shit. So that's a fair stipulation. What else? If it's done in person. Doesn't have to be. We could do it via video too.
Debates, don't worry. It will be live. We will bring up any documents or evidence that you mention as a part of this case. We have a team, so you can send links live. We are happy to pause and allow you to search for any evidence that you reference. If the team can't find it for some reason, no tricks. As long as you want, like I said, live, so anybody could see if we were trying to play tricks.
Fine with that too, as long as I have the same exact resources. However, I don't think it's actually fair. I'm not trying to debate with her and an entire team, trying to debate with her. So in person, probably much better.
As a 2A point here, you're not going to be chain smoking around me, tough guy.
Tough guy.
You're pregnant. And by the way, does she think that I chain smoke inside of buildings I'm debating in? What is she talking about? And where did she get the tough guy? That's right, tough guy. You're not chain smoking around me, tough guy. Who the chain smoke around you? You're pregnant. And it's, what? Yes. Usually when I go to in-person debates, I sit down inside of somebody else's building and start chain smoking. What is she talking about?
2A point here, you're not going to be chain smoking around me, tough guy. Okay? So you're just going to.
What the hell does that have to do with tough guy? Nothing. I don't get it. Okay, tough girl. Okay, Savage Ann. I won't chain smoke around you. It's stupid stipulation. What a strange criticism that you smoke and drink the godfather to one of her children's Michael Knowles, who smokes and drinks. You know what? Michael Knowles, actually, that's true.
He does.
Me and Michael Knowles don't have any interpersonal relationship at all. So here's what my proposition is. Neutral ground, we'll fly out to like your jurisdiction or whatever, but I'm not coming to your studio. That's not neutral ground, and that would be a ridiculous ask. Neutral ground, Michael Knowles as the moderator. That's somebody we can both trust. Now, I've never sat in and had Michael.
No. Not Michael Knowles. Ben Shapiro, tough guy. Ben Shapiro, the moderator. You fly to Nashville, pick a studio. Ben Shapiro is the moderator. That would be some must. Then you can absolutely pay-per-view that. I promise you. You will sell more. It will be the most watched pay-per-view in the history of debate pay-per-views. Ben Shapiro. I'm telling you, Ben Shapiro. But see, she's already said like he can be whomever. So you let him pick the moderator, then let it be Ben Shapiro. Not Michael Knowles. Let it be Ben Shapiro. That would be crazy. All right, let's get done. We're almost finished.
Knowles moderate a debate for me. But I've seen him moderate. He's also a good debater. He understands logic. And I think he'd be a fair moderator.
No,
I think he'd be a
we
fair
don't want
moderator.
fair. We want spectacle.
And that's somebody we could both trust.
I
So
don't
let's
know if I
ask
trust
Michael
him.
Knowles if he'll do a debate moderation for myself and Candace Owens. If he's a godfather of
Shout
one
out
of
to
her
Juju.
kids, right? My suggestion, my ask would be Michael Knowles, and here's what I'll even do. If we raise this money, right, I'll take $25,000 and give it to Knowles if Candace does the same. If she doesn't want to, fine. Then he can just take my $25,000. But that guy, I think, would moderate fairly.
Oh,
I think that he would stick exactly to the format that we demanded, and I think he would do it.
You have to bring yourself and leave your cigs at home.
we just want
Well,
spectacle,
no, I don't have to leave
man.
my cigs at home. But what? Why would I have to leave my cigs at home? I just don't smoke in the room you're in, lady. What do you talk? Why would I need to leave my cigs at home?
And this is actually, I would say, the most important part for me. This is what has to happen. Third part here. Either Blake Neff or Andrew Colvett or Erica Kirk must publicly claim you first, meaning
What? Hang on. What?
Either Blake Neff or Andrew Colvett or Erica Kirk must publicly claim you first, meaning they must say that they are sending you in to debate on their behalf regarding the Charlie Kirk case.
So you want them to lie? Wait, what? She wants them to lie? Is that what I'm hearing here? She wants them to lie.
Yeah.
She wants them to what? That's ridiculous. That stipulation is ridiculous. It's not true. It's literally not true. It's an untrue stipulation. How could anybody concede to this? It's okay. Well, my stipulation is that you have to come out publicly and say that the Arabs own you because you're the own you. It's like, what are you talking about? Nobody even on Candace's side is going to believe that that's a good faith ask. I've literally conceded to almost every ask that she's made here, but this is ridiculous. What? How they have to claim? What the f does that mean? I don't work for TPUSA. I don't work for them. How the hell would they claim me?
I'll moderate. Yeah, absolutely.
Sending you in to debate on their behalf.
I'm sending me in to debate on my behalf. I've been wrecking you dummies since Kirk died. I started with the leftists on TikTok and then started wrecking the conspirators who've been ruining the right. How the hell am I supposed to get them to claim me? I don't work for them. That's the most foolish stipulation ever. So no, she's going to have to strike that stipulation because it's nonsense. You're asking for something that's impossible.
Regarding the Charlie Kirk case, okay? No worming away after the fact. They don't get to we don't really know this guy, whatever. They're boosting.
What? Yeah, they know me. I went down there to train debaters. I met them. Yes, of course. What do you mean? If that's the stipulation, like they just say, yeah, we know who the guy is, then yeah, I think that's fine. But this whole claim him thing is weird. That's just weird. Well, I don't even know what the hell she's talking about.
Don't worry.
What is she even talking about? They have to claim him.
You're at the headquarters teaching people how to debate.
Yeah. And I'm an excellent debater. Debated the best in the whole world, unlike you, who haven't debated anybody on anything ever.
I got to tell you, from the outside, it kind of looks like Turning Point USA scraping the bottom of the barrel looking for influencers.
That's nice. Great. Whatever the hell that means. Not with you, though. They weren't scraping the bottom of the barrel there.
Mm-mm.
That's an I don't really want to debate you stipulation. Yeah, I don't understand the stipulation. It's something outside the realm of possibility because I don't work for them. What the hell is she talking about? It has nothing to do with them. I made the debate challenge. I'm not asking TPUSA to pay for anything. I will literally crowdsource fund this. I'll take $500K, give her $500K. I'll raise $1 million. I don't think it's going to be a problem. I really don't think it's going to be much of a problem. People want to see this debate in the worst way. They want to see this woman get cross-examined.
And they've now arrived at people who are just amoral, who will lie about what people have said and intention.
If that's the case, how come we didn't play the clip of Rogan so that we could see your lies, Candace? How come? Why? Yeah, I'll debate you, Andrew. But first, you have to juggle 27 elephants, travel to Neptune, fight a T-Rex. This is like crazy wackadoo stuff. First, Erica Kirk and Andrew Colvett, they have to claim you, okay? They got to claim you. The first thing, Andrew Colvett, you have to claim him. He's going to weaseling away later. You have to say he's going to debate on your behalf. No, broad, I'm going to debate on my behalf. The hell is she talking about?
I don't know.
What is this chick talking about?
She don't
How
know.
embarrassing. Love how she thinks and believes. We can't see right through her. That's a ridiculous stipulation. Even the Candace must know that that's a ridiculous stipulation.
Actually misrepresent their positions and who I would say are not reminiscent of the honest debate strategy and style that was once employed by their company founder. I mean, Charlie Kirk's brand was clean and respectable. Here is Andrew.
That's clean and respectable. Charlie Kirk's brand was clean and respectable. And now it's not. It has these guys in it who smoke. If you want to have a good faith with me, a good faith debate with me, then you have to concede that Erica Kirk and Israel, Charlie, they did. Charlie. Okay, they did. I mean, they didn't, but okay, okay. Create another crazy stipulation.
Andrew Wilson, who, I'm not kidding, Turning Point USA says they welcomed him to teach others how to debate.
Yeah. And leftists.
What's wrong?
They welcomed me to teach them how to debate leftists because I'm one of the very best at debating leftists in existence.
Here's him debating a feminist leftist. Her name also happens to be Charlie.
Oh, okay. You're gonna pull the clip. We're gonna do the bad faith clip where I defend the wife. Great. Oh, she's gonna go through it all. No context, no nothing.
Him in a nutshell.
thousands
Oh, he did
upon
that.
thousands of debates, and you're only going to play 30 seconds of one where somebody attacked my wife, and so I told them to fuck off. Jeez, every time these people, there's no way to cop out. By the way, if it's the case that that's all I do, that's the limits of my debating, then you should be able to crush me easily. You should be able to just stomp my guts out everywhere easily.
And again, just to give you guys the proof here, Andrew Kovach claims they did pay him, but only to come and teach their students how to debate here.
Yeah, that's correct. And the thing I've been very public about from day one. Again, let's say CPUSA they called me up and they're like, Andrew, listen, we would love to have you come work for us. Let's just say I wanted to for something. Like, okay, great. I'll go do that. We're going to pay you $50 million. I'd be like, okay, great. So I'd be on stream. Someone would be like, how much CPUSA paying you? I'd be like, $50 million. I don't give a shit about that stuff. It doesn't bother me a bit. If it's something I believe in, it's not compromising any of my values, but is actually moving towards my values. Yeah, absolutely. But I don't work for them. I don't know what else to tell you. How do I prove a negative?
There you go.
I told everybody I don't work for him. He's told people I don't work for him. I came in, helped them one day for a debate prep. That went really well. People got a lot out of it. It's not any more complex than that.
Here's his tweet. He wrote, nope, he was paid for one day of the debate training for our students and campus debate team. He's not, quote unquote, being paid.
Correct.
But seeing how much they seem to hate that idea, maybe we should see if we can work something out. LOL.
Maybe we should.
It's funny because they're actually reading in their statement that he was only there for one day. He was a contractor. He's a vendor. He provided a service. You wouldn't say that Coca-Cola works for your company because they provide drinks in your break room, right? They're a vendor. Like, why is that a difficult thing to understand? And they keep saying it. That's the part that is amazing. You're saying it. You're saying it, Candace.
Little Colvette trolling of the Candace. Just a little bit of Andrew Colvette trolling there. You're like, well, maybe we should hire the guy. Maybe we should, Candace. Maybe we should.
And Blake Neff sharing clips of him on the Joe Rogan show. He does a great job on Joe Rogan dissecting several of the conspiracy theories around Charlie's death and answering Rogan's questions about them. Worth a watch. Okay.
Oh, wow. Oh, no. Did Blake Neff retweet? Oh, my God. Did he retweet me? Oh, man. Must be paying me millions.
Millions.
That evidence, a lot of evidence there. Blake Neff retweeted Andrew Wilson. He's in the club. Just like that. Right in that club. Of course, tons of her followers also retweeted me, but nobody's accusing them of paying me, of course. Just her.
So yeah, that's my counteroffer. I want Turning Point USA on record, just to recap, saying that you are representing them. And
why would you want them to lie? I'm representing me. What is she talking about? I'm representing myself.
You know, that they're not going to shirk responsibility and pretend like, oh, we just paid a one time. Yeah.
That's because that's all they did.
That's all they did.
And we want him to debate on our behalf.
Why in the world would that be a stipulation for a debate with Candace Owens on her views and my views of the Charlie Kirk? That makes no sense at all. Well, they have to, I guess. I mean, I don't know. Well, maybe I'll call Andrew up. Hey, man. You know, she put in the stipulation. I guess you're going to have to pay me a whole bunch of money to go do this debate. That's what Candace wants you to do. She wants you to pay me a whole bunch of money to go and do this debate. Is that, I don't even understand how this tracks.
Another point 2A, obviously will not be chain smoking around me.
Okay. Those stipulations are fair. Not in your studio. That would be unfair. That would give you an unfair advantage in a debate. But neutral ground, flying out to where your location is with a neutral moderator, that's fine. I don't have any problem with that. But I have some stipulations of my own. If we're going to do this, it needs to be a 3.5 hour long debate.
Why 3.5?
And if you quit before the 3.5 hours, you lose and you don't collect any of the money. If you quit before then, you don't collect any of the cash. Secondly, no ad hominems. I won't use them. You don't use them. No insults. Neither of us will use those either. This will literally be about the facts, and that's it. However, I do demand a 1 hour cross-examination time for each of us. I get an hour to cross-examine. She gets an hour to cross-examine. You do 15-minute openings each, right? And then the rest you can have open dialogue. But I want an hour each of cross-examination. $500,000, that sounds reasonable. Hour each of cross-exam. She can start with her cross-exam first. Ask whatever questions that she wants and reclaim her time if I don't answer those questions. But I'm going to do the exact same thing. And I'm going to ask her a lot of really tough questions. But again, no insults, none of that. And the first person who uses them forfeits, collects nothing. Those seem like completely fair stipulations. I won't target her family. She won't target mine. We're just going to go there and argue and debate the facts and the facts only. And I can't get mad at tone if somebody's just like, oh, he's condescending like women do. No, it has to be an actual insult. And that's it. Or an ad hom. Or a personal attack or something like this. How's that for easy? But 1 hour of cross-exam. And the questions are allowed to be open questions, relating and pertaining to claims she's made on the Kirk and any claims I've made on the Kirk assassination. Any claims that have been made in regards to this, we can ask about.
Oh, gosh.
That seems completely reasonable. She agrees to those very, very reasonable terms, very rational terms. She drops the last stipulation, which is ridiculous and nobody can comply with because you're asking people to lie. You're literally asking me to lie and them to lie. Then the rest of it seems fine. I'll fly out to where you're at. I understand you're pregnant. That's fair. No smoking around you. That's fine too. I won't be in the studio smoking. Use my nicotine packs or whatever. And yeah, as long as it's on neutral ground, it can't be in her studio because that wouldn't be neutral. That sounds totally rational and reasonable. Would be great to have a real debate like that. Exactly. It's going to be a real debate. For that kind of money, people deserve a real debate. A real one. Where you actually have to answer for your bullshit. But don't worry. I'll answer for whatever it is you think, whatever claims you think I've made on the case. I'll answer to those too. I'll even let her go first.
All right. Shout out to Andrew Wilson. Shout out to the Crucible. I appreciate y'all. This is a great Friday Night Lights. And I wanted to just go over again. I had the former subscriber that wanted me to watch that video by the Daily Frito video. And I thought they were going to come on and we were going to watch it together. They didn't make it through. So anyway, we watched it and nothing really changed in my perspective. And it is funny because it seems like the issues that people bring up about Andrew Wilson are more about style and ancillary things that have nothing to do with what he wants to debate about. Does it really matter that he smokes? Really? Does it really matter that he drinks? Truly. If you know that your argument, like, oh man, I'm going to beat this drunk. I'm going to beat this smoker man because my argument is so solid. My argument is so dialed in, I am going to crush him. Why is that not your position? Why is your position is, oh, he smokes. Oh, he can't open up a pickle jar. What's that got to do with anything? These people are wild, man, for real though. I do want to say thank y'all so much to everybody who's stopped by this evening. Thank you so much for gifting out memberships. Juju, thank you so much. Thank you so much to CJ earlier who gifted out the 5 memberships. And of course, if you are a member, you do get to give a comment for free every month. So go ahead and use it. Shout out to CJ using that comment. Thank you so much, Juju, as well. And then, of course, thank you. Mike says this with the 5. To be fair, Jason, I don't think his stance on her leadership changes his feelings in regards to her humanity, nor should it. And he's talking about Andrew Wilson saying he didn't think that Erica Kurt was a good leader. I got you. People just run with whatever. And that makes a great point. I don't think there's just more to it. And there was a point that Andrew Wilson made on the Joe Rogan show that I thought was really interesting. He said there's no graciousness with these people. They can't say, oh, this is just Mike. I'm just using you right here. This is just Mike being hyperbolic. Mike is just saying that. I know he doesn't mean that. Or whatnot like that. No, if Mike says that today is Tuesday, oh, Mike is a liar. He's the liar and liar that's ever lied. And not be like, you know what? He probably made a mistake. It's late on a Friday. He probably tired. He been working 12-hour shifts. He messed up the day. Instead of just being gracious and say, yeah, everybody makes mistakes. My bad. He knows it's Friday. Oh no, Mike said it's Tuesday. He doesn't know. Oh, he's a liar. He killed Charlie Kirk. Like, I don't know how they make these logic jumps is going to have to be studied by science. But and he mentions that earlier in the later in the Joe Rogan interview. And it's funny that they didn't bring that up though. Shout out. What do you say here? JC with the 2 says this. Candace Owens responded on X earlier, and he countered again. Okay, and I think this is the final word. I mean, I don't think what I just showed was probably the most recent. So unless he did something else, but thank you for the 2, and it's in the title. What are we talking about? Yeah, she did say she was going to be a dictator. She did say that, didn't she? But say, okay, you know what? I will be gracious and say, you know what? She said that. I think she was being hyperbolic. However, when you look at her life and her body of work, you're like, she might have really meant that thing. And so that's where I'm going with that. So shout out for sure. Andrew's a traditional hardcore debater. He should study this debate if it ever happens. They should study the debate. It won't though, because Candace is retarded. Candace is not going to debate that man. She's not going to debate. It really doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter. And I asked y'all earlier, like, who do you think really wants to debate? Is it Andrew or is it Candace? And what's stopping it? I think it's fair to say it looks like Andrew wants to debate her. What's stopping it? It's Candace. Thank y'all so much, everybody. I appreciate all of y'all popping through. She said 300,000. Now she says she can't make the money on it. She says she can't make money on it. Isn't that wild? But everybody was jumping on Andrew's neck because he said he wanted to make 500,000 off of it. That's crazy world. So it is only about making money now. Hold on, I might need to jump on. I don't need to jump on X. It's too late at night. I don't need to do it. Hold on, I'm trying to see. I just said I wasn't going to do it, then I jumped over and did it. If that's what she's saying, then that's even worse. Okay, this is, I don't think this is the exact quote that you're referring to, but thank you so much for pointing me to it. Now you got me over here on X. Lord have mercy. Lord have mercy. Andrew said this is about 3 hours ago. Then we have an agreement. If you agree to have your claims cross-examined, this debate isn't specific to just the evidence against Robinson by the state. That's improper framing. It's debate also about your claims regarding this case and Kirk's assassination. Do you agree you also need to support claims you have made as well? That's serious right there. If so, then I agree to the terms. Also, no personal attacks, no ad homs. If one is made, the person loses by default, enforced by the moderator. Do we have terms? If so, I'm sorry. If so, say so, and we will book it for Friday. Yes, next Friday will work for me. Oh, this is pay-per-view. Oh, we gonna do it. Y'all know we about to do it, right? You know, we get your popcorn ready. You know it's gonna happen. All right, but let's just be honest. Let's just be 100% honest. Press one if you doubt. Press X for doubt if you think that she's gonna really hold fast to this. Press X for doubt. All right, let me keep going. Yes, you can bring your cameraman if it makes you feel better. she keeps doing this, makes you feel better, tough guy conversation. So we are now approved to bring 4 members of our team, plus a cameraman, plus I have just approved your moderator for clarity. This makes your team bigger than my own, and I have fine with that. No, you don't get to know, get to now add in this weird stipulation regarding 1 hour cross-examination. That's been the state from the beginning. You have been requesting a debate since May. We will debate the Tyler Robinson. That's not what he said here. That's not what he's ever said. And I said, as long as it takes, no time limit. If you feel it can be done in 3.5 hours, then great. If you need longer, then you need to keep going. I don't think she wants to do that. She does not want to do that with Andrew Wilson. Andrew Wilson will absolutely stand up there and talk for 5-10 hours easily. Yeah, this is not a good look for her. I'm sorry. There's no way that this is going to look good for you, Candace. I'm going to go, press X for doubt. I don't think there's no way she's going to stand to this. And she's already laid the groundwork because she said right here that they're going to be talking about the Tyler Robinson debate. We don't need that. That's what the prosecution, that's what the defense is for. That's not our position. He wants to know about your claims. Because see, what she wants him to do is to argue for the evidence that has been shown in the preliminary and elsewhere. She wants him to argue for that, not to argue for her position about Egyptian bees and where's the Egyptian planes, any of that stuff. No, we know what you're doing. Wait, X? She ain't gonna do it. Not right yet. Press X for doubt. Yeah, this is not gonna, as much as I want it to happen next Friday, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna put up I'm gonna go ahead and start to put the live stream up tonight. Talk about this debate next week, but you know good and well this is not gonna happen. There's no way this is gonna happen. Sorry, Candace. I know it's not gonna happen. There was from her about 3,000 before this exchange. All right, let me look real quick. Let me see.
Sending you in to debate on their behalf regarding the Charlie Kirk case. Okay. No worming.
Okay, I'm just looking through to find this. These people are wild. Yeah, the internet is undefeated. All of this that she's saying, everybody's already found so many pushbacks, so many examples of her saying something contrary to that already. The internet is undefeated. What's going on, Greg? What did Greg say? Greg, thank you so much. They still have to agree to terms based on the last Andrew X post. Thank you so much. I'm looking through and I don't think they've finalized that whole thing with we're going to debate the Tyler Robinson case. We don't even have the Tyler Robinson case. We don't have all the evidence. What are you talking about? Okay, I'm looking through. All right, I don't see that particular post, but it's just I don't see it. That's all it is. I don't see it. All right, I am good. All right, thank you, Greg, again, brother. Thank you so much for that. Let me you said Andrew's last X post. All right, let me go find this is Andrew's real quick. Maybe we'll run with that one. Okay, this might actually be beneficial. So thank you so much for that. Okay. All right. Have a good evening. That was about 17 minutes ago. Andrew said, look, I done had enough of this. All evening, Candace, people have been saying she makes no claims. Wait. She makes no claims, so she doesn't have to defend any. Then claim, I said there was overwhelming evidence for the prosecution of Tyler Robinson, which is true. I'm sorry, which is true. I said that. So men to defend. So I need to defend it. He made a typo. It's okay. No shade. However, Candace did make a reverse claim. She said there is overwhelming evidence Tyler Robinson was set up by the feds as a patsy. So I will take the position that the evidence is more compelling that Tyler Robinson was a lone shooter, not set up by the feds. She takes a position of her claim, which she says has overwhelming evidence that he was a patsy put there by the feds. If she agrees, then we will all be set. How the hell can anyone argue against me here? We both make claims. We both defend them. All right, there we go. All right, yep, and here it is. The internet's undefeated.
The patsy. And say, this person told me that the feds planted the gun. This person told me that the bomb dogs couldn't find it. How can you sit back and pretend that you are like a friend of Charlie Kirk because you're trying to get a patsy put into prison? Like, you guys are completely monstrous in pretending that you're on the side of morality. There was an overwhelming amount of evidence that the feds set this kid up as a patsy.
It's an overwhelming amount of evidence that your voice is annoying. Okay, I like it. Thank you so much. Let's see what kind of trouble we get into. Press A. If you believe she gonna come through this weekend, let me know. Y'all let me know. What do you say here? Hunter says this. Thank you for being a member for a month. It says, if she does debate, she'll refuse to debate Andrew's prompt and just recycle the same poisoned slop she's already fed her followers. You know that's true. You know that's 1,000% true. Thank you so much for being a member. And you're right on the button. Yeah. My kids in the kitchen cooking at 11 o'clock at night. What are they cooking? I don't know. I have no idea. But y'all, this is going to be fun. So I will please keep me posted. I will keep my eyes open on this. Tomorrow I have a going away dinner for the students, but I'm going to do my best to be ready. We'll probably end up doing a stream on Sunday and just make sure that I have a good show and give y'all some good talking and such of that nature. I'm just looking through here real quick. Okay, I think we're up to date on that. So shout out for sure. Thank y'all so much for stopping through tonight. I appreciate each and every one of y'all. I have no idea what they're cooking. I have no idea, but I just hope I don't hear the smoke alarm. That's all, because they're loud. But praise God. I don't know what the late night snacking is crazy. Yeah, but it just sounds like what are y'all cooking this late night? Go to bed. Go to bed, and you'll be happier. Go to bed. So shout out to everybody. Thank you so much for stopping through with us. I'm about to go. I'm about to get it in. I'm about to get in. Shout out to everybody. Thank y'all so much for tapping in with us. I appreciate y'all. It was a long night, but I think it was a good show. So let me know what y'all thought about it. Please comment down below. Tip your waiters on the way out the door. Green hearts in the chat. If you are a member of the 92, go on and put your number in there as well on your way out the door. Let us know which one, the number of 92 you are. Let them know that we appreciate them calling us out. Everybody have a fantastic night. Green hearts in the chat on your way out the door. I'll see you real soon. Grace and peace. Take care. Thank you so much for tuning in to another episode of the Jay Whitt Podcast. If you enjoyed today's show, please do me a favor and hit me up with that 3-piece special. Like the video, subscribe, and of course, share it with somebody who would also enjoy this type of content. And make sure you leave a comment, because I do pin the best comments to the top. So thank you so much for tuning in today. And until next time, everybody, grace and peace.